Hello, everybody, and welcome to I Succeed virtual back to school night. I am Mrs. Seacamp, and I am your history teacher, some form of history. I teach a few different history classes. I teach World History A, including the alt version. I teach World History B and World History B alt. I teach US Essentials 1 and US Essentials 2. So a kind of eclectic mix of different classes that I teach. But all of them are some sort of, history class. So I do want to just kind of very quickly try not to spend too much time on this, but go over who I am, my contact information, as well as look at a class really quickly to see how the classes are set up and make sure we are all kind of on the same page for my expectations and what you need to do to successfully pass my classes. So first of all, like I said, my name is Mrs. Seacamp, Samantha Seacamp. And there's a few different ways that you can reach me. You can reach me by phone. I have a Google Voice number, which is 425 943 9178. And you can call or text that number. So if you don't like calling people, that's totally fine. You can text me. You can also email me at sseecamp, so that's SSEEKAMP at isucceedvhs.net. Or you can always IN me through Google Chat. That's probably the fastest way to get in contact with me other than a phone call. So that's how most students contact me. Parents are more than welcome to contact me that way as well, or through text. But that's definitely the fastest way to get in contact with me for sure. And one thing I will say really quickly about the contact information is please, please, please always feel free to reach out to me. Okay. If you have a question about anything, if you are struggling with an assignment, if you learn something that you think is really cool and you just want to be like, hey, Mrs. Seacamp, I thought this was really cool. Always feel free to reach out to me. That is what I'm here for, to help you guys kind of get through the class and be as successful as you possibly can. So please reach out to me. Now, that being said, let's take a quick look at a history class. I'm going to look at World History A. Um, so, but I will be very general, so this should apply to pretty much all of the different history classes. First of all, if you ever forget my contact information, it is all right here in this announcement. You've got my office hours, which are Thursday, every Thursday from 1 to 3 p.m. Okay. You've got my email, you've got my phone number, all the different ways to contact me. Okay. Um, my office hours are a great place to just kind of jump in whenever you need to, if you need help with anything at all. Um, or, like I said, you can IM me or call me instead. Now, this is set up from this is my side. This is what I see of your class. So it should look fairly similar to the way that you see it, but it might be a little bit different. Um, and so you won't have the teacher resources, obviously. That's for me, that's for the teacher. But you will have student resources, and then you will see all of your different units here. Okay. And within each of these units, there are, of course, different lessons. And each one of these lessons should be pretty well labeled. Okay, you should be able to know when you've moved on to the next lesson. Remember, for attendance, you need to do at least 10 lessons a week throughout all of your classes. Easiest thing to do is to do 2 to 3 lessons a week per class that you have, right? Sometimes you need to do 4 lessons per class. It just kind of depends. But you should be able to tell pretty easily in my classes when a lesson ends, right? So we've got lesson 1, got the introduction, we've got 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, blah, blah, all the way to checkpoint 1. And so this will be kind of your first quiz, okay? And that is pretty much how all of my classes are set up. You've got the workbooks, you've got the checkpoints, you're good to go. Now, there are little things that I throw in there as well, such as some lessons might have a discussion guide and a discussion that you need to do, right? Make sure that you don't skip these. They are worth quite a few points. And it helps me see what you're actually learning, right? Because you actually have to like write stuff up so I know what you're thinking about. There are also, of course, a few projects kind of sprinkled throughout, and they're going to be different for every class. This US History A has a documentary project at the very end where you just watch basically a documentary and answer some questions about it. And then you move on to the next unit, right? So nothing crazy. It should look approximately the same throughout all of your classes. But if you ever get stuck, again, please feel free to reach out to me. Okay? You can also, I'm not going to click on this because if I click on this, it'll show everybody's grades, but you can also check your grade. And when you are checking your grade, you can see there are kind of two different grades on there. One of them is like your relative grade, and that's basically what your grade would be if you stopped working in the class altogether right then. Okay. So if you get to, a 90% of the class, then and your grade is good, then you're kind of good to go. But you do have to do everything in order, and definitely pay attention to that grade. Okay. So I hope to see you at the back to school open house when we kind of do those office hours. But as always, if you need anything at all from me, please, please, please reach out. That is what I'm here for. I am here to help you. I am here to help you be successful. And let's have a great quarter, guys. Thanks.